welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation. Good morning, Drive Safe Dave. Good morning, America. Welcome to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation, Drive Safe. Hey, give me a DJ voice with that.
Hey, this is Drive Safe Dave here on a, Thursday morning. It is three top Thursday. We can run 3 in a row. Just name your band, call us in, and we'll get your songs played.
All right, I like it. Not sure I would listen to that station. I'd probably tune out on that,
probably
Drive
wouldn't
Safe.
listen to that
And the
station.
music would be what?
It'd have to be old classic rock and roll.
Classic rock and roll.
Got to be some classic rock.
Got it. All right. Hey, Drive Safe. Hey, first of all, good morning. 35, we're going to recognize the shirts.
Okay.
Is that your age, 35? What's going on with the shirt?
It is. I'm representing 35, but no, this is potential for rollover in speeds in excess of 35 miles an hour for any big truck. So it means slow down on the curve, watch your speed. In excess of 35 miles an hour has the potential for a rollover.
Yes, sir. And when you come across those hills, Drive Safe Dave, does weight come into play at all with the trailer?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you, anything can play into the trailer. The weather, drive slower. How you have your load distributed, drive slower. Most of the answers to all of these problems, Rick, can go in speed and how you adjust into that curve.
It's not very often, Drive Safe Dave, that going faster is the answer.
No,
am I right?
Well, if you're running from a fire.
Or the cops, right? Or something like, I get that part right there.
But I'm just saying, I'm in a good way, like getting away from a fire. Running from the cops is probably not the answer. But yes, slowing down, being more cautious, and understanding the dangers that are involved in those situations will help you succeed.
Yeah, for certain. Hey, Drive Safe Dave, I don't know how many reasons we need to dislike that your state way out there on the west side, California. But if we need another one, Drive Safe Dave, I'm here to give America just another reason to hate that California.
Wholesale pork belly prices nearly triple as the animal welfare measure takes into effect. Okay, seriously? I mean, now my bacon burger is going to be 3 times as much.
Let me tell you something right here. You can talk, I agree, right? You can talk about my mama. You can do anything you want to. You can't mess with my bacon, though, Drive Safe Dave. That's all I'm saying.
It's meat candy, and they're jacking with my meat candy. I'm telling you, I truly believe this is going just a bit too far. These guys are crazy out there on the West Coast. By the way, are there pig rights? I mean, seriously, are there pig rights?
I'm right with you, right? I struggle with that, but Dave, I'm not an animal guy, so I figured that would be the piece that makes sense to a lot of people. They need their space, Drive Safe Dave.
No.
I don't know if it's a COVID thing. They've been out from home maybe. Now they're coming back working in the workplace. They need space too, just like the humans do.
Okay, can I just say, is it because the weather's so beautiful and that they're just so far detached from everybody that they just lose their mind? Is that really what goes on out there?
Let me tell you something. That whole country of California, it's a different animal, baby. Hey, we're going to go to a quick break, Drive Safe Dave. Okay. We're coming back. We have some more news, some transportation news right for you. This is BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Rick Larkin here, host of BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. If you don't already know about Freight and Review, it's a segment I cover once a week where I analyze freight rejections, freight tenders, driver productivity, and much, much more. You can watch Freight and Review on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today and follow BCB Live. All right, hey, check it out. Here we are live right here in Mansfield, Texas, our BCB Live studio. What I really love about this place right now are the endless opportunities, the endless ways that you can use this studio.
Hey, welcome back to the 2023 Pickle Parade.
BCB Live, we started out really focused on that transportation, that trucking only. Talking about safety, making sure that we're giving that story about safety. We have the ability to do interviews, social media content, sales opportunities. What are you showcasing? What are you doing today that you've got to get that out? Drive Safe Dave, we talk a little bit about tolls, about around the state of Texas. That's where we're based out of Texas. Toll roads all over the place, Dave. Right. Up in Massachusetts, they're going after the trucking guys, right?
Rhode Island.
Give me some thoughts on this as we go into the story.
Yeah, what they're basically doing is that they're taxing higher at just out-of-state commerce. Anybody that's bringing loads in, they're taxing them, and it is a truck-only toll, which means that they're pinpointing all of the charges based upon that toll for trucks only.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, the federal government said you can't do it. It's unconstitutional. You're not allowed to discriminate against anyone on interstate commerce. It's just unconstitutional. And now the state has gone back and they're fighting it. And they have spent millions of dollars to try to reinstitute this rule that they said it was already unconstitutional. And they're estimated to spend another $2 million. And guess whose money they're spending?
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. It's going to be, they estimate the cost to be near $2 million just to fight it and fight it and fight it. And Dave, it really does. Let me tell you something.
Who's winning here?
I'm right with you on that. I mean, they're focusing on the companies that are coming in there. And Drive Safe, here's the deal. They're already paying most of the taxes already on the tolls, right? I mean, because there's not a lot of companies out of Massachusetts is what I'm going to go out there and say. Not a lot of just intrastate business going on in Massachusetts.
And Rhode
Am
Island,
I right about that?
Yeah,
oh, Rhode Island too.
It's what, 26 exits across the place on that 95. But I'm going to tell you right now, what's really sad is that they're
now Massachusetts is way bigger than Rhode Island too.
Yeah, but this is the Rhode Island tax.
Yeah, no doubt. I see that now.
Yeah, it's a Rhode Island tax. But they're pinpointing it on out-of-state commerce. And I tell you what, they don't want to pay it themselves. I don't understand. And not only that. They've already said it can't do it, and they're fighting it again, and they're taking it to the the District Court of Appeals, and what? Seriously?
I'm just a bill. I don't know. I got to go through that whole song to see where it's going at right now. Hey, but Dave, we continue to have more and more acquisitions right here. Yes, this is the Massachusetts that Sir Rick was talking about. Acquisition of M&M Transport from Schneider. Drive Safe Dave. It's a dedicated carrier.
Right.
That kind of fits within that Schneider network. Bringing Schneider, Drive Safe Dave, a top 8 carrier already, number 8 on the Transport Topics, top 100 at over 10,000 tractors, over 17,000 employees. And Drive Safe Dave, I think it was like 60,000 trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Something insane like that.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I don't want to keep track of it. They're much better at it than I am. But I'll tell you what, this is just, and I know it, but $500 a pop, 500 trucks at a time, this is another one of those acquisitions that makes you go, oh, take a look at what they're doing. And I think this is how some of these bigger companies are growing without recruiting.
Oh, yeah. Let's face it. At the end of the day, this industry that we're in right now, it is tough to just sit there and grow internally, right? How do you grow a company in an industry where your turnover is really close to 100?
Right.
So to try to grow it one at a time organically, Dave, it becomes a challenge because every 1 or 2 drivers you bring on, you're losing like 1.75 of those.
Yeah, it just
takes forever.
Yeah, and then when you go out and you look at the opportunity to just jump into 500 trucks and grow your operation, not only in scope of what you can do in their customer base, but you also get the trucks and the truck drivers. So it's a win-win. Also, probably, for the M&M guys, it's a win-win for them too.
Well, you never know on that, right? You'd assume so, but you never know. Again, when you talk about the environment that we're in right now in the trucking, it's tough out there, Dave. There's a lot of challenges out there. But here's the deal. Here's what we do know and we continue to see is this. There's not a lot of Knight Swift's going to go out and turn around and buy U.S. Expresses out. There's not a lot of those companies.
Right.
This business is made up of carriers in that range, not even the 1,000 truck operators,
That's correct.
Dave.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that as big as that monster of Knight Swift, now UX Express is, it's still like only 4%, 5% of the entire industry.
That is correct.
It's huge. And they're bigger than these guys at 10,000 tractors, right?
Right. And what's really surprising is we look across the board in the gamut of all of the businesses out there, it is made up of the small guys. It is made up of the medium size. The medium size, the smaller ones. How many carriers? How many one truck operators are there?
Oh yeah. They're all over the place, right? They're everywhere.
Yeah,
not as many as there were last year. That we also know. But hey, Dave, we're going to talk a little bit about those smaller carriers. We're going to talk freight, fuel, all that coming up next after this next break on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
What if it was different?
We get a bad rap from those pesky lawyers. I'm David Dover. The Sledge. It ain't pretty when you get detained at the shipper or receiver for hours on end. How many holidays did you spend over the road away from the family?
Call David Dover, the Sledgehammer, to report a driver that's done something right.
Dave, we're going to hop right into the freight and review.
Awesome.
And Dave, as we look at the freight and review, we're going to start with that outbound tender volume. Over here to my right, drive safe, Dave, we have freight staying pretty high at 11,200 shipments every single day. So, Dave, freight is I'm just going to continue to say it's very high.
Yeah,
I mean, freight is higher than it had been in the past, and Dave, it's as high as it's kind of been this year right now. So it's a nice little amount of freight right now. This is the last 3 months of freight. Dave, the one thing that's also going up, freight tenders are going up, but so are these diesel prices, Dave. We look at it from year to date, or the last, and you see it right here, last 3 months. You see fuel right here, year to date, and here we are now at 413. Dave, when I look at the last 30 days, though.
Yeah, this is
what tells the story, right?
Absolutely.
We saw fuel down here at 390. Today, Dave, just a couple weeks into it, almost 414 a gallon. What's the significance of 24 cents?
24 cents is big to, I'm going to say big to those single operators out there, because this is hitting them in the pocketbook because they can't recoup this on the open board.
Yeah, I mean, if we just say at 6.75 miles per gallon, it's going to be about $100 a week of cash coming out.
Yeah.
So drive safe, Dave, the same cash you had back a couple weeks ago, you're spending another $100 a week right now. And what's concerning to that independent contractor during this time, Dave, is the rates that they're getting. They haven't gone up during this period. If anything, they've gone down or kind of been stable. So it truly is a loss of money for them.
Yeah, and that is something that they have to weather through right now. And I'm going to tell you.
But Dave, they've been weathering it through it all year.
Yeah, but
they've been weathering it through for all year and a little bit of last year. How much more weathering can that independent contractor do?
They're going to have to, because it's going to continue to rise. I foresee that this month, as it remains hot and we're restricted and demand stays high, I see that we're probably going to get another 10 to 15 cents a gallon going up. There is no lessening up of that fuel right now.
Yeah, so fuel's going to go up. Rates don't appear to be changing.
That's correct.
If anything, they've kind of stabilized right now, Dave. Evened out for contracted rates, for spot market rates, they've all stabilized. Any increase now in maintenance, any increase, or God forbid they start having to pay their truck payments, which a lot of them aren't.
Right.
I mean, Dave, we've seen that part on that used truck pricing.
Look at
if
this.
you go back, Dave, just back in last year during the peak of COVID, those same 3-year-old trucks, Dave, were pushing $145,000, $148,000. The new pricing's back out. A 3-year-old truck, $71,000, back to where it was back in 2019.
Yeah, you know what? It's basically stabilized out over that crazy demand that we had incurred in the loss of having trucks, and now here we are. And Rick, you are truly on board when you say some of those trucks are getting turned back in.
They're getting turned back in. They're not making it, Dave. If you didn't have that truck, if you bought that truck any other period other than 20, you're going to go broke. There's no way about it. Dave, weather real quick. What do we got?
Really, what's going on is still this heat dome, and you can see this moisture flowing over the heat dome. I just want everybody to pay attention to some of these thunderstorms that are continually going to incur up above the heat dome in the Midwest and also up there in the northern Mississippi states. Look at this going on up in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Dave, it's not as red as it was.
Well, this is because it's nighttime.
Oh,
and then as the day goes up, you can see that it continues to heat up. But it's a moving chart, and I just wanted you to see that at night you still have a very warm region, and then as it heats up during the day, it
That's
continues.
pretty neat to see. And as we get ready to leave this and go to your local local stations, here's the point I want you to see. Is that most of us didn't recognize or realize that, Dave, it actually cools off at nighttime. I appreciate you sharing that information. So you have learned something today.
It doesn't
at
cool off
nighttime when the sun's down, it's not as hot as it is when the sun's out. Drive safe, Dave. Only here on BCB Live can you get that kind of intel.
You know what? It is remarkable, the information that we give each and every one of you. But I'm telling you what, we're here to do a good service for the people.
We will see you tomorrow. Hey, God bless, Godspeed. You all take care out there. This is Rick and Drive Safe Dave signing off. Let me take that back. This is Sir Rick and Drive Safe Dave. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Bye, everybody.